Welcome to a special presentation of A Night at the Museum, a paranormal investigation of the Durham Museum itself, conducted by Omaha's own Metro Area Paranormal Society. What are the unexplained and unusual events described by Durham employees?
You always feel like they're touching you.
And where does the mysterious basement door lead? Answers to those questions and more next.
Good evening. My name is Sean Halpin.
And I'm Terry Musgrave, and we are Metro Area Paranormal Society, also known as MAPS.
Terry and I co-founded MAPS 3 years ago due to our shared interests and talents. And since then, we've investigated reports of paranormal activity here in Omaha and the surrounding area.
Recently, we were given a great opportunity to investigate one of the most historic locations in Omaha, the Durham Museum.
So Terry and I and the MAPS team, after hearing very compelling eyewitness accounts, decided to check it out.
Our investigations are conducted with a technical approach without the use of psychic or unsubstantiated equipment.
We use multiple cameras, including infrared and motion-sensitive models, as well as video recorders, with the hope of capturing evidence on film.
Another tool in our arsenal is a digital recorder, which is a hypersensitive tape recorder used to gather EVPs.
Now, EVPs stand for Electronic Voice Phenomenon, which is a voice heard on an audio recording that is not credited to any known human presence.
We also use electromagnetic field monitors. They measure the amount of electromagnetism in certain areas. Those readings can help us determine many different factors for substantiating paranormal activity.
We also use computers, walkie-talkies, microphones, and thermometers.
Yeah, and a lot of duct tape, wires, and luck. Lots of luck.
Lots of luck. So, join us now as we show you what the MAPS team experienced during our night in the museum. Built in 1931 by the Union Pacific Railroad, this first-of-its-kind Art Deco train station was an architectural showplace. This rare jewel of a building has been restored from top to bottom, making it one of the most elegant museums in the country. Home to the Byron Reed Collection, one of the top 3 coin and autograph collections in the United States. Rail cars of a bygone era stand witness to Omaha's place in history as a transportation mecca. This station gave the Union Pacific Railroad bragging rights and provided 10,000 passengers a day an incredible welcome as they rode the rails into Omaha. Will the echoes of those voices be heard tonight? We begin this investigation by interviewing 2 museum employees who have experienced strange, unexplained events in the museum.
We had incidences where people would expire or die on the trains. Well, I was kind of the Grim Reaper. It was my job to go down and retrieve the people from the train. And at the front of the station, we had a hospital room, and the elevator had an extra door that went right into the hospital room. So if somebody would expire on the train, why, we would take them off the train and take them up and take them into the hospital room. Well, there was many a times after I got to be the night station master, and I was here alone in the station, and you could walk through, and I swear I could hear that elevator, the gate closing and opening and closing. So it was kind of a little scary at times.
Train number 103, Streamliner, City of Los Angeles.
My main responsibility in here is open up the building and make sure that it gets closed down correctly. I usually don't turn on lights. Since I've been here for so long, I know the building very well. I don't need lights to walk around. And lately, well, not lately, but sometimes I change my mind after a few incidents. I just turn on the lights now. I've seen a man walking away from me. And I want to put it on like 40s, 50s area, but it's, very briefly, like you just see it. You just see it, and again, it's one of those, since you're not about to go and say, excuse me, or hello, what are you doing here? You just kind of stand there, see it blurring away from you, and you just make up your mind that, okay, you're by yourself, and keep moving. It's just one of those things that you can't really explain yourself, and you don't want to believe it, but yet also you see it. You're not gonna go out there and say, I just saw this, but you see it.
At 3 o'clock each early morning, the westbound city of Los Angeles pulls into Omaha's Union Station for a 10-minute stop.
Experiences all through the years, there's been a lot of different incidences that kind of makes you wonder sometimes what happened or why it happened. And it's like I say, when you're walking through here and everything is so quiet, and all of a sudden you can hear things like the activity of the crowds, the trains coming and going, and just the thing of that. I mean, older people coming across the country would come up over the Continental Divide and they would get here to Omaha, and it would be upsetting to them in their head. I mean, would be a little bit off-centered. So we would have to go down and bring them out of the train. Station number 2, the present Omaha Union Station, was built on site of the old station. Well, down in the lower, what we call the catacombs of the old station, there's hallways down in there, old brick arched hallways that have been locked up since the 1880s. So it's very, you go down in there and it's kind of spooky to walk through there, and you can swear you hear people from back in the 1800s. And it's kind of unnerving.
Last call, Union Pacific going west, train number 103, Streamliner, City of Los Angeles.
The station itself, like I said, was active, 64 trains a day at the beginning, and down to the last train out was on May 2nd of 1971, the City of Los Angeles. And it was kind of a desolate, sorry sight to see when everything closed.
The engineer gets the signal. And the Streamliner slides into the night.
And now, a MAPS paranormal factoid. EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon, the recording of voices believed to be originating from ghosts or spirits from another plane of existence.
You're watching A Night at the Museum, brought to you by David M. Mangulsons, your original Halloween experts. We'll be right back.